Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to Market Psychology 101, where we try to find value where there's fear and to be cautious where there's greed. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the top altcoins that are available on both Robinhood and Coinbase. And for that, we're going to start with ETH. Now, yes, Bitcoin is available on both of those, but we are looking at altcoins. So there. ETH, if we're taking a look at the last year, we are coming down from an overbought zone. And you guys have heard me say this, when something double taps the overbought or oversold zone, see what happens from there. Now, since we've been double tapped overbought, our price went up and we've bounced a couple times off of the 50 range, or the 50 here in the RSI, the relative strength index. Looks like we're going to bounce again, but notice each time price has gone up a little bit higher. So I drew a fib from our yearly low to our yearly high, and we're in this 236 range, testing almost as if we are going to break out. And I'm thinking the markets are trying to price in a possible ETF approval. If the ETF gets approved, I would not doubt that this might go higher. Now, if we zoom out a bit, I know it's like fibs on fibs. If we zoom out a bit, where are we at right here? Well, we are stuck at it's hard to see there, but it's the 618. We're stuck at the 618. So if we break out, are we going to go to the 0.5 first? Probably. That's around 28.59, and maybe even the 382 around 33.13. If we get rejected, then we would go back to the shorter time zone. And you could say, maybe we're coming back down to the 382 or 0.5 here, somewhere around the 1900 level. So that's my analysis on ETH. It is interesting seeing that, we've hit this overbought zone. And if we are in the true bull run, I would expect to stay over. I'm thinking maybe on the longer term time frame that we are getting ready to consolidate after February, March. But yeah, those are my thoughts on ETH. If we take a look at this indicator I have up here, the 1020 MA crossover with Heiken Ashi signals, most recently we had a buy signal, and we seem to be testing out what it's going to do next. So let's move on to our next coin, and that is Doge. Again, these are coins available on both Robinhood and Coinbase. I'll make separate videos for other ones that are not available on either. So let's start out, take a look at the last year. We were recently overbought, but we are getting to this 50 range here on the RSI. So it's interesting. Here we fell below the 236. We're going between the 236 and the 382. And yeah, again, I think we're waiting on what's going to happen with the ETF stuff. Should the ETF news just be, one of those things where people are trying to price it in, they're buying the rumor, selling the news, then yes, maybe we will break down. But this thing is ready to break through. And again, if we zoom out, here we're on the weekly. Most recently with the indicator, we had a buy signal. But as you notice, we haven't even hit the 786 on our fibs. And I'm drawing from the most recent low to the previous high that we had. So here we are still down. If we did break through this price of around, what is that, 10, almost 11 cents, maybe Doge would go up to 20 cents next, would be my guess. Next coin, we have Shiba. And here, again, most recent indicator showed us that we had a buy signal. And so we haven't had anything since then. And we are stuck at the 0.5 for SHIB. And again, I just drew this from the low to the last high that we had within the last year. So SHIB, I think, has more room to run up, possibly. If we zoom way out, again, we haven't even hit the 786 on the long-term zoom. Okay, so that looks like it would roughly double in price if things did get stupid bullish. And you can see the RSI long-term still trending up, and the yearly looks like the RSI is curling down. So, looking at some of these things, I do start to wonder, is the ETF going to be a sell the news sort of thing, like where I could see this happening where the ETF gets approved, we pump up real big, and then boom, we crash. I could see something like that happening. Next one, AVAX. AVAX. This one's interesting. We take a look within the last year. We hit the top of it, bounce back down. We're at the 236. It seems like a lot of coins are just getting ready, locked and loaded, ready for a possible giant breakout for the ETF or the big crash. So these are interesting times, not times that I would want to be invested in or investing into the market. The time to get in was way back here when we were oversold. The most recent signal, again, here it was on the weekly. For this indicator, weekly or monthly is the way I like to look at it. Most recently, we did have a buy signal, but again, we're bouncing there. RSI on the long term is very overbought. And as you can see here, we broke above the 786. And for the long term, fibs, as you guys can see, I drew from our most recent lows and tried to line it up with the most recent highs. So, here it looks like AVAX could possibly get to this 60 level should things break through. It's like it wants to go there. But right now it's stuck around its historic 786 level. So the body, the lower end of the body, is just sitting on top of it. And yeah, we will see. Next one we have is Link, Chainlink. I have that one here on the side. It's one I really like. So most recently, now this is interesting because Link, now we're starting to see signals come in for this one. We got a sell signal and then we got a buy signal. Sometimes these can chop around a little bit, even on the weekly. Is there anything for the monthly signal wise? No. So we'll go back to the weekly. If there's a monthly, I'd feel more strongly about it. But as you can see, again, most recent fib, we hit the top of it and we're sitting right on the 236. Let's go back to the yearly so it doesn't look as bad. Yeah, so this one, I think Link is, it's one of the top altcoins for the next mega bull run as far as crypto is concerned. So people are going to be front running the coins that they feel are going to be the absolute best. And, when it's coins like Solana, which recently ran hard, Chainlink, and some of those other ones, people are going to get in on those early. Now, recently you can see the RSI went below 50 a little bit, but now it seems to be reversing its trend, at least short term. Long term still coming down. So, again, we're here in the middle. If things dump, it's part of a bigger trend. But if things reverse, we're right there and getting ready for it. So, yeah, where could Link go? Well, at least immediate or medium term, next targets I would have here would be, 23. I like Link a lot. I would not doubt to see it dang near doubling in price and getting up to this 29 range. So, but again, we're gonna see what happens. And the last one we're gonna take a look at is Litecoin. So I talked about Litecoin a while ago, how, it's curious on the chart. It just seems to be coiling in on itself, and it really wasn't as good of an altcoin for the last bull run that we had. A lot of people were disappointed in Litecoin. But again, this one's available on both Most recently, weekly, we did get a buy signal. We're chopping around in here. If you like Litecoin, look, I don't think it's the worst time to buy Litecoin. We are in the more of the oversold area. The price hasn't moved up too much. I could see Litecoin being one that could possibly 2-3x at the very least. Take a look within the last year. Yes, we've been recently overbought, but I mean, look at the price action from when it was oversold. You know, we were at 60, and last time it was overbought, we were at 76. So, you know, yeah, I'd like it to be more around the 70 range personally. But if you're taking the super long term approach, not the worst, in my opinion, maybe a safer play. Um, Here it's just getting going back and forth between the 786 and the 618. This is a fib from the last year. So, you know, the lowest point and the highest point we had in the last year. It's consolidating within that range. And as far as the larger fib, you know, you can see earlier we had big moves. So January or June of 22, sorry, till July. That was our most recent bull top. July for stocks and crypto. It was way up here, but then it's come down a little bit, and it's right in the middle of this zone. So again, ETF approval, if all things are good, I would not doubt that it would get back up to this 120 range. But if it's a sell the news event, then then you'd be looking at the low 60s. So, anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown analysis of altcoins, the top altcoins that are available on both Robinhood and Coinbase. I'm going to make a couple other videos for coins that are exclusive to both those sites as well. So I'll do a video for the Robinhood alts that are only on Robinhood, things like Ethereum Classic, Uniswap, XLM, etc. And then I'll do one for other top alts on Coinbase, things such as Ripple, Solana, Cardano, Matic, all that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a happy new year and a wonderful weekend. Take care.